Wait, I could at least put on my glasses. Okay. So, hey, I am dedicated to getting this done. Just got done with the morning workout, and I thought I probably should get in here and see how far we can get. Now, there have been a couple of things. One, come to find out, so we did really good in Harris County for early vote on the first like day or two, and then so only 7 point something percent of Harris County voters had voted early. But there are people like me, we gonna get there. I promise you, we gonna get there. So today is the last day of early vote. Hopefully, I know a ton of people who have been saying that they are going to um get to the polls before early vote ends. So, is this useful to them maybe for the next election? I don't know. Because the point is for me to show y'all, like, there are ways for us to research this. Even this morning, I was on a call where someone mentioned that they had gone to vote and there were all these names that they didn't know. Friend, friend, yes, this is why we have to do the work before we go. And then someone else mentioned, oh yeah, like, I mean, there are people, I've not seen a flyer for you or anything. You could have sent me a flyer. Do y'all know how much it costs? Do y'all know how much it costs? Okay, so if it is a smaller campaign, you're not going to hear from them. Just like yesterday, this dude named Bobby, I am floored. Like, I very much enjoy Bobby. I don't know that I'm going to vote for him. I'm still assessing that, but I love that he is an option and he's a viable option that's flown under the radar because we don't do our research because we love to run our mouths. So if anybody had really been paying attention, just like it just in less than 24 hours, I guarantee you I've told at least 15 people to go look Bobby up and make sure that they're weighing him as a possible option, right? So if we take it upon ourselves to do some sort of research, we're gonna talk about it, we'll tell about it. So that tells me how few people are actually doing research. The fact that man is just, I mean, I don't know. I hadn't talked to anybody that saw the video and was like, you know what? I don't know. Bobby got something going on. And so there's that. I did also want to take just a quick second and comment on a couple of things in the Jasmine Crockett and James Talarico race. Um, I'm still waffling. I'm very much on the fence. I'll be honest. I like both of them. Come to find out, because I really have just been deciding that they were friends before. They are working some things out. I think they surprised each other, is what it sounds like. Or somebody lied. I don't know. That ain't none of my business. But there is an idea that Jasmine won't be able to win across the state. Y'all, we really have got to look at numbers, real numbers, facts. So, I'll go ahead and share my screen now and we'll kind of look at this together because I have a suspicion and I want to confirm it. Okay. All right. So, how many Democrats are in the state of Texas? Right? That's not what I want to know. Not news. Okay. In the state of Texas, there are 8.1 voters in Texas affiliated with the Democratic Party. So 46%, right? And so we'll just gate, you know what, let's do Republicans because there are independents. You see what I'm saying? Okay, I realize watching these back, y'all can't always see the text here, so I'm gonna do a better job at reading it out. Okay, So there are 6.6 million registered Republicans in the state of Texas. That represents 37.75% of the electorate. So let's say 38%, right? Now, Republicans, there are 8.1 registered Democrats, right? Excuse me. And that represents 46%. Let's call it 46. It could be 47, but we're gonna say 46. So 46 and 38 is 94. 94. So we're missing 94. So we're missing 6%, right? So let's call that 6% sort of a swing. I mean, you don't always necessarily vote for your party, right? But I've heard this argument that James Tallarico has a better chance at winning across the state because the major cities are Democratic pockets. But the rural areas of Texas, and we know that Texas is vastly rural, the rural areas of Texas are going to are may not she may not be as palatable for these rural areas. um that's why I love her slogan, Texas tough. So I get that argument. I do get that argument because, and only a little bit, because I've been to some of the some small cities in Texas, and they're just as democratic. They are just as liberal, and they value voice, right? And they value decorum. So I think that Jasmine can sell in those. But okay, fine. We want to say she may not be as palatable. She may not be able to win over the more conservative Republicans that live in Texas. And also, the numbers tell us that that's not, if we just go out and vote. That's where I was getting to. If we just go out and vote, yes, Jasmine also could win across the state, particularly look at, well, who were the Republicans again? Republicans in the Texas Senate race. Okay. So the Republicans have all of their tomfoolery and confusion going on their side. I'm more likely to believe that a human is going to look at those shenanigans in combination, because let's not just decide that all Republicans are okay with what the Trump regime is doing, right? And so I am willing to bet that there are Republicans that are just exhausted from the chaos as well. All of us, just like most humans, would like to live in peace. I believe I have my own beliefs as to the people who are interested in all of this chaos. We won't get into that, but most humans desire some form of peace, and definitely not a whole lot of chaos. And what's going on is chaos right now. And so as we go down to the polls, I'm willing to believe that there are Republicans who are absolutely going to shift over to a Democrat when their prospects on their side is Corn and Paxton, and what was the other one? It's a third one in their race. They all arguing and shooting each other in the foot, and somebody's cheating on their wife, and that's all kinds of tomfoolery. And say what you will about Jasmine and the way that she expresses herself, but Jasmine ain't got all of these scandals going on around her either. Okay. And that's where we forget to we get so distracted by the idea of race, and the knowledge that race is a thing in this country, in this world, and that it does impact people's thoughts. But we give so much power and so much weight to that distraction that we forget that broadly we are all part of mankind. We are all humans. Humans ain't trying to do all of that, and you don't even want to give the this woman, oh well, she's black and we're not ready for a black candidate. And I've heard the same thing about Gina for Texas governor, that we're not ready for a Latina governor across the state, right? We give so much weight sometimes to race that we forget to take in the other factors, such as in this particular case with the Senate race, we have Republicans that have all kinds of chaos going on around them. And some people are simply going to say, baby, I don't care if you're white, black, green, purple. I just can you conduct yourself? And Jasmine has shown that, yes, she will go up, but she also has decorum. Let's not act like she doesn't. Um, Now on the other side, again, I am not fully decided because I do enjoy James Tallarico, and his platform. But I'm looking at the question that I've been asking myself over the last few days is what do I want out of this candidate? I need someone who can stop chaos, right? Effectively, right? Who knows the strategies on how to do so, who knows how to move around those rooms. And that's something that Tallarico just hasn't proven to me. I love your theology, but I'm not electing a next pastor of my district of Texas. I'm electing the next senator. So there is that. There was something else I wanted to back to from one of my previous videos. District 18, Gretchen. I ran into her last night. And yes, oh, let me take a side here. Um, Yes, you can talk to your candidates, BT Dub. Like as I'm going through this, I went back and watched one of the videos and I said something about Jasmine. There was a policy related to Superfund sites. And I was like, I would love to ask her that question. And here's the thing, you can ask them those questions. Y'all know these candidates are like, they outside, y'all. I just saw one with Jasmine at a club. These candidates are all over the place. When you see them, go up to them, ask them a question that you have lingering. So it's actually my goal in the next couple of days to be in a room. I'm sure Jasmine Crockett is going to be in and out of Houston, and that there are also some virtual options. So I'm going to actually try to see if I can get an answer on that super fun thing. Last week, I asked Al Green's people again at a civic meeting. All you got to do is get up and go to your civic meetings. So Al Green's representative came, and took the opportunity, I took the chance to ask her, well, what is his succession plan? Now, as I explained, I'm not a huge fan of that, um, of the response, because as a lot of folks are saying, what's that called? Term limits, right? Term limits are a thing. I also think it's time for us to put in some term limits, right? And if term limits existed, then I mean, whether Al Green or Sheila Jackson Lee or anyone had set up a succession plan, the seat would turn over, right? The seat would be open. So, I understand the seniority, and I very much hope that we don't end up with a completely new batch of Congress members all at one time. If you've ever been on a board, if you've ever done any kind of leadership, we all know it becomes a cluster when there is 100% new people. And right now we can't tolerate that. We're not in a position where we can tolerate, 2 to 3 years of everyone figuring out which way is up, which way is down. We don't have time for that. There is so much tomfoolery going on, right? So we do need to have a mix of new voices, but also voices, existing voices. And I think it would be wise of us to, really look around at who our seniors are, our senior leaders. And yes, they are also seniors, but I'm saying our senior leaders, look around, see who they are, and get them look around, see who they are, and pick the ones that we want to leave behind. Sorry, I had two other thoughts come through because I was trying to remember how I got here and where I came from. So, Gretchen, so yes, you can talk to your candidates. And so last night I ran into Gretchen, who is running for District 18. And remember, like, well, I mean, I don't know who's going to watch these. I don't know. But I had mentioned that I'm not really sure that Gretchen, whether she's running a vanity campaign, like just to be in the race, or if she is serious. I talked to her last night and she was like, she is serious. Like, and it sort of happened that way because of the redistricting. The redistricting threw everything off. Originally, she was running for another one of the seats, and she ended up in District 18 after after the redistricting, so she stayed. So, with that being said, I want to make sure that I don't remember her name. Is it Brown? Let's see. Yep. Look at me. Okay, Gretchen Brown. I can tell you that I have seen her all over the place. I enjoy anytime I meet her. She is very clearly a community girly. Went to Lamar. Hey, whoop whoop. Mount Vernon College. Identify. Oh, she's already elected. Am I crazy? Is that what this says? I didn't even know that. See, I like her even more. I like her even more. If she's a current elected, I'm not in this district, so no, I don't know. Um, she was elected to represent the 9th district in 2024 and is running for re-election in the 18th district after redistricting shifted the 9th district towards Republican. See, that redistricting really threw some things off. I didn't realize she was currently in office. I like her even more. I like her even more. She was first elected to the House in 2004, worked as an attorney in private practice, and served as president of the Houston branch. I didn't know she was president of the NAACP. Um, Fun fact, the Houston branch of the NAACP was my first job. So love that. Green is running on record. You know what? I still stand up to that. Wait. Oh, I really enjoyed this option. I really enjoy this option. And here's the thing: Al Green and Christian Menifee are absolutely going head to head. And so, the splitting of the votes, that's absolutely going into a runoff. There's no way someone's getting 50% of that. That's going into a runoff. Gretchen, y'all, when I say out of the three of them, and they're all three electeds, right? And they're all electeds that have been elected for a long time. I can tell you, I have my best experiences are when I talk to Gretchen. And has been that way since the first time I met her last year. And so when you are up and moving in your community, wink, 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 all of that, you tend to run into a lot of these folks, right? And so I've run into all three of them several times. And we'll just acknowledge that Al Green has this national name and has some additional things and is also very seen. So, but out of the three of them, I enjoy engaging with Gretchen. She is smart, she's personable, she is measured when she speaks, not in a shy type of way, but in an awareness type of way. Um well, let's look into her real quick. I'm not even voting in this race, but I'm completely interested. Um okay. More cash, more care, less crime, and community shine. Oh, I like that. Texas raised her, DC trained her. You daggone Skippy. Oh, I gotta read this. Okay. Gretchen knows DC, not from the outside looking in, but from the inside getting things done. For nearly 30 years, she has served as a trusted defense and national security subject matter expert, supporting some of the nation's most respected defense and intelligence agencies. She's been part of the quiet force that kept America safe while it slept. And now she's stepping into the spotlight to fight for the people she's always protected. With deep experience navigating Washington's complex institutions, she knows how to push for effective policy, secure tangible resources, and deliver real change. Gretchen's not new to this. She's true to this. Okay, girl. I'm down with that. I always love that phrase. Um, Ooh, and the resume. Wait, what the kids do? I love that. I love. Okay, so Right now, she is Department of Defense under the Secretary of Defense for Research and Engineering Test Resource Management Center. Senior, she's the senior editor of Congressional Correspondence. So is she elected right now? Am I tripping? 2016 Defense Suicide under Secretary of Defense. Are these her full times outside of? Okay, okay. Oh wait, you're not even looking at what I'm looking at. Gosh, I hate that for y'all. So this is what I was reading here. And this is the service record. Are these committees that she sits on? I really no. The answer is no. All right, let's look at her 4Cs. Economic mobility, unlocking capital. Oh, I gotta read these out loud. Unlocking capital for small businesses, federal contracting. I was reading a little deeper in here. Anytime it has something to do with small businesses, I like to know if they're um, going along the common talking points or if they truly have talked to business owners. So this talks about loans, grants, and support they need to grow, recover, and hire locally. Okay. So here's the thing about small business. The definition of small business is, let's see if I can pull this out of my head. A small business can make up to it's either $250,000, so $250,000 a year, or $500,000 a year, and have a team up to 10 people, right? No, or is it 2.5? Oh, crikey. I'm gonna have to look up that definition again. Let's do it now. Might as well. Um oh, y'all also can't see when I type. I should say that. Okay, so it's 500 employees. Is a small business, right? And so for me, when I'm looking at items when they talk about small businesses, I am also looking at, are they talking about micro businesses? Because I think when people hear the word and it's $1 million, right? So the threshold is like $1 million in revenue, 500 employees. That to me is a medium sized business. But by the US definition, that is a small business because it's not a corporation. And in my opinion, I don't know, but whatever, that's my opinion. So there is another designation called micro businesses, which are the small businesses, the mom and pops that you and I are probably thinking about. We're thinking about the woman who owns a candle shop on the corner, or the guy that owns a bike shop. Like, these are not businesses that make a ton of money every year or are able to afford employees outside of sometimes even themselves. But those are the small businesses that truly need support, and it's a major hole, as far as I'm concerned, when it comes to politicians. So here we are again, and we are talking about, she's talking, this is more when you're talking about hiring issues, and you're talking about loans and grants, you're really talking about a small business, something that is somewhat established on its own. And there's some argument as to why the resources are put towards those. But okay, neither here nor there. I need to stay on task. Okay. Federal contracting, breaking down barriers to federal contracting with clear navigation, training, and matchmaking so entrepreneurs of all backgrounds can compete, win, and scale. Sure. Local subcontracting and teaming opportunities. Okay. Is that helpful? Yes, those things are helpful. But again, a micro business owner, I tell them that they are not ready for federal contracts. They're in a rare instance. A micro business owner is ready for a federal contract, but federal contracts come with so much oversight, so much management requirements that it's really not wise. I'm sorry, I'm getting a text message from someone asking me to go somewhere. Who is this? Oh, yeah. Oh no. When is this? This is tomorrow. Everybody wants us to do things tomorrow. Okay. So under care, we have mental. Oh, I love that there's mental health, increased access to mobile mental health units, 24/7 crisis teams. Yes. Yes, please. Maternal mortality. Of course. And like, see, no, stop it. Slow down and back up. Um, crime. I really want to confirm. Am I no packs, no corporations, just us. Y'all, I like Gretchen. Like, and you can tell it's a much smaller campaign, right? Um, but am I tripping? Let's do this. Oh, this is Valor Pia's, you know. Okay. It tells you how much they have raised. So this is it says 2026, but it doesn't say current. So um look at these numbers. This is wild to me. It's wild to me. Imagine if that money was going back into our communities. Oh my God. You gotta spend that much money for people to like you. Like, y'all, we got to start paying more attention. We got to start paying more attention because that's why these campaigns cost so much. Look how much money that is. $1.7 million for Amanda, and she has suspended her campaign. She has 200, she had $280,000 left on hand as of January 11th. Gretchen has a cute little $12,000 as of the end of last year. Christian Menifee, 2.66 $1 million, and he has $130,000 left on hand. So this man has spent $2.5 million. Amanda had spent $1.5 million. Al Green has spent $620,000, which I guess is somewhat respectable. I'm telling you, those mailers that you get in the mail that y'all just count on coming, that costs so much money. And so when we're talking about parks that are closing, and we have schools that are closing, and we have debts over here, but somehow the police get six-figure raises. I just, we have all of these challenges. We have people who need homes. We have people who need food. We have so much that is going on. And because we don't pay attention to the daggone elections, it turns into a marketing campaign. And now I am looking at a race where we have, let's add it up, 1.7, 2 point, let's see if I can do this in my head. So that's 4.3. Yes, that's 4.3 for the two big ones. 4.3. 0.3. So that's 5 point. I'm adding in Al Green now. Wait, 3 and 9. 5.2. So it's 5.2 mil, and then I mean Gretchen. So let's say, well, let's just call it even at 5 mil. I mean, I really want to take it up to 6 mil because that's probably where we are right now. But millions of dollars, and this is one race, y'all, one race. It's ludicrous. And I can't be mad at them for having spent that amount of money because, again, y'all don't pay attention. Y'all don't pay attention. We don't pay attention. I'm part of we. I am part of the community, and we're going to bring it down, and we're going to go into the races that actually have something to do with me. But look at this. Okay. I'm going to finish looking at Gretchen real quick because I was there. What I want to know is, for certain, am I tripping that this woman is actually already an elected? You were just on that website, friend. Yeah, it does. That's so wild. The redistricting has pitted people against each other. See, she's such a small campaign. That's why she can't be an elected. Oh, she filled out this. Sorry, let me show. No, there's no answers. That's cool. All right. I mean, I understand. Is all right. Okay, so there's one thing specific that I'm looking for. Okay, no, she really is out of the ninth district. She was elected in 2024. No, no, right? Because Al is a. We just Chris. See, this is how I know I'm running on fumes. Al, Al is in the ninth. So what is this saying? It's like green. That's that's on me this whole time. Okay, so I'm not tripping. Gretchen is is new to the game. Okay. So that now I can look at her service record in that regard. So she's been working in DC this whole time. Understood. But do you live in Houston? That's the question I have for her. Work in DC though. That's why this was throwing me off though, because I was like, oh, come on, FBI agent. Um, I like all of the defensive experience that she has. I very much like that. Um, Go ahead, Gretchen. All right. Oh, God bless. I'm getting all kinds of text messages. I hadn't even gotten into one race that has anything to do with me. All right. So that's Gretchen. I did want to make sure that I double back because I know the other day I said so. All right. Lieutenant Governor is what we're going to go with today. And then I am going to run off and get some things going because I'm supposed to go do something today. I think I'm going to the polls. Okay. All right. So Marcus Valez. We really could just say Lieutenant Governor. On this one, I want to do a refresh. Oh, I'm typing. What is the job of the Lieutenant Governor? Texas. It's a 4-year term. They preside over the Texas Senate, so kind of think VP of the U.S. Appoint committee chairs, set the legislative agenda, assign bills to committees, and act as governor when the incumbent is absent or unable to serve. They control which bills move forward in the Senate. And remember, this is state level, so the state Senate. They co-chair the legislative budget board, and y'all see how important this is. Okay, so they co-chair the legislative budget board. They decide on what gets voted on in the Senate. Of course, they break the tie in the Senate. Crikey. Hold on just a second. I have got to look at this text message. I think I can get behind that. Okay. Somebody is texting. Want to hang out with us at East River 9 Saturday. See, another thing, and now this one's family. Okay, it was my mom, so I was like, "Oh well, shoot, mom's texting. You got to look at that." Okay, so this position is really important. They receive a salary of 7,200 a year. I cannot, and like I can't remember how much the senators make. How much do the governors make? So they make the lieutenant governor makes $7,200 a year. And here's my problem with that. My problem with that is that because of that, that means that their income has to come from somewhere else, right? Their like real income has to come from somewhere else, which means that this is how allegiances are formed. This is how the office starts to be used as publicity. And this man has a real job. His job is not to man or woman, man or woman, this person has a real job. Their job isn't just kissing babies. They are looking at our state's budget. They're deciding on what our Senate can vote for. This is really, really, really important. And they're only making $7,200 a year, which means that the only people who can take that position are people who have established other forms of income that also don't require their full time attention, if that makes sense. Or you get somebody in there on the off chance, and this is, why we end up having all of the one percenters who are the ones who run for office. But for comparison, the governor of Texas makes, because the devil's trying to break me down. Oh, young and restless. Can't do you today. Take that. Okay, so the governor makes 153,000, but then the lieutenant governor makes 7,200. Okay, so that's squirrel. Let me get back to doing what I was doing. All right, all right. So Marcus Valez. I think we'll watch the video. Okay, I'm gonna give this a minute, but I really gotta get moving. Oh, okay. I am sharing this link with my WhatsApp group, so hold tight. So I like him, a union leader. I like what he has to say. I wonder how well known he is. Working crew. Do community chat. Yeah. Okay, so that is lower cost, stronger Texas, supported by. Okay, he's got some. These are those endorsements. So the caucus actually does one of those mailers where they send it out to other people. The Houston Progressive Caucus, Stonewall Democrats of Dallas, Stonewall Democrats of San Antonio and the Bay Area. Democrat is this? Wait, there's. I can't remember if that's the one I'm thinking of. Uh, I'm surprised he doesn't have any union endorsements on here. And well, okay, you all understood. Um, HBAD, that is one of the bigger coalitions here in Houston. I believe this is the one that I'm thinking of, them too. So he's very heavily in Houston. Is he from Houston? Did he say he's from Houston? Um, I'm not a big fan of following endorsements, but the people who are playing the game or have a little bit of knowledge of those processes, sometimes they're good. Okay. We see now it's time for now my computer is ready to shut down, and that is because I need to start getting moving. Okay. Okay, I want to vote in the primary for Tuesday. Here's Democratic candidates for lieutenant governor. We'll do that rundown in a second. He's a sleeper in Texas's Democratic lieutenant governor primary. Yeah, he is. I like him. Texas primary ballot is ballot in for governor statewide offices. Mm-hmm. That's a big deal. It is a big deal. He got AFL-CIO's endorsement. Okay. I'm gonna go backwards, and as you can see, I'm fading because I don't always like when I'm doing these types of things. Is anyhow. So, all right, we have Marcus Vikki Goodwin. Vikki Goodwin is our next one. Hey, Vikki girl. So she's already a state rep. Wait, okay, so he's new to office. Okay, not senior, but also not young, as they say. Not originally from Texas. I just be noticing that. Wait, I didn't see where he's from. Like, I really want to know. Is he from Houston or San Antonio? Do, 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 do. He's got a bunch of donor money coming from some PAC. So he's got a machine, coveted endorsement, less than 40 days. Been raking in endorsements from labor and beyond, including, but where's he from? Where's he from? Can y'all just tell me? Look, why don't we do it? Where's this man from, y'all? Like we no longer care about people's origins. I mean, I guess not. I guess it doesn't matter, but I just wonder. Are y'all seeing this? No, you probably ain't because it's not all the way easy to see on there. Okay. I don't know where this man is from. You from Houston, homie? Okay. Friend, where are you from? Okay. That can't be my concern in this moment. Okay. Let's go back to Miss Vikki. because I got 20 minutes and I'm out of here. Okay, so she is from Illinois. Let's just decide she's been in Texas a while. She has because she went to UT Austin. And she's already a state rep. And she's running for lieutenant governor. I'm reminding myself what race I'm in. Oh, I'm going to have to look at her voting record. A good win for Texas. That's a darling picture. I need your help to restore sanity. A good win. Aha. Aha. I see what you did there, Vikki. A good win. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. Okay, that's signing up. Let's meet Miss Vikki. Is that Tallarico behind her? Looks like. Okay, she was raised in Dallas, so she may have been born in Illinois, but she has been in Texas for many years. Serving her fourth term in the Texas legislature, which tells us she knows the lay of the excuse my goodness, which tells us she knows the lay of the land. As a member of the Appropriations Committee subcommittee, she's overseeing education funding. Yeah, I need to know how you voted on some things, man. A small business owner, and I was gonna say that. So in if you think the lieutenant governor makes pennies, I think it's like 2,600 or something really fantastically low for the state reps. So if they're a state rep, then they're also working in other ways to make money. A lot of the state reps are small business owners. Um, so she's raised her family in Austin. She holds a bunch of community leadership roles. I know that life, girl. On daggone board and committees. But the work is good. The work is good. And it's so necessary that each of us tries to take a role if we can. So her priorities are public education, clean water and energy, housing affordability, comprehensive health care. And so in the context of the position, though, okay, but in the context of the position, and you see what I'm saying? Like you can meet these guys all over the place. They're everywhere. If ever you want to meet a candidate, you can. You really just have to do just a small amount of work to do it. And a lot of times that just means going to your local civics meeting. So here's what I was thinking about in the context of the position. How much do their opinions matter? Because they're and not that I was doubting it, but that I was working my way around to the fact that remember they are co-chair of the legislative budget, so they is purse strings. Okay. I'm gonna be looking at her voting record. If I find anything that feels like big news one way or the other, I will say it later, but I've got eyes on I'm yeah. Well, why not? Let's get a video out of Miss Vikki. Just a short video. She doesn't have any campaign videos? Huh.
Did you know that sugar with cinnamon and
What? Okay. Okay. She's so public education is the same stuff that's on her website. All right. So we are going to move into the last person in this race. And I am so grateful that there's only three. And on the other side, isn't it just the incumbent, Dan Patrick? Maybe he's got opposition as well. Okay, so Courtney Head for Lieutenant Governor. Texas for all Texans. See, I told y'all. She's gonna be on Willowwick Road Wednesday. Oh, that was last year. Oh my. Okay, well, she out here somewhere. Click here for information. Oh, there we go. Hey. All right. That is mighty. That is mighty big font there. All right. Courtney is a wife, mother of two young daughters, and a proud Texan raised in San Antonio with an education in philosophy and political science and a career in high stakes commercial law. Courtney has built a reputation for fairness, accountability, and driving results. Her story is that she was born into a military family in Honolulu, Hawaii. After her parents' divorce, her mother returned home to San Antonio, where Courtney was raised with the steady love and guidance of her grandparents. It was there that her earliest lessons were formed. Commitment meant showing up, honesty meant doing what was right, even when no one was watching. Service meant caring for something larger than yourself. She's raised in San Antonio, guided by family values rooted in integrity, responsibility, and service. Her education reflects lifelong interest in justice, public policy, and how law shapes our real lives. She's a graduate of a high school in San Antonio, paralegals studies, associate's degree in paralegal studies, bachelor's degree in philosophy with a minor in poli sci from U of H. Her professional life has been spent where policy meets people and where laws must work in the real world as a contracts and private. Ooh, okay, girl. Negotiated multi-million dollar agreements with government agencies, Fortune 500 companies, and small businesses. She's known for leadership grounded in integrity, transparency, and accountability. At home, she's a devoted wife and mother and loving mother of two young daughters. It sharpens her sense of urgency and purpose. I bet it's the urgency for me, Courtney. Okay, it is no longer just about policy. It is about the world we leave behind, indeed. Okay, so what are our qualifications here? Contracts and private. This is an interesting read. I was a first time candidate and I like this idea that they put their resumes on here so that we can discern for ourselves what transferable skills exist there. So she's a contracts and privacy manager. So she's good in the in the paperwork lane. Look, the politics sound like legislation is a bunch of paperwork, and research and critical thinking. Leads negotiation of public sector and enterprise SaaS contracts. SaaS is software as a service. So you've got to be tech savvy, at least tech informed, maybe not savvy, but okay. So I would feel confident that she could navigate around the official processes up there. Sustainable transit for Texas. Which one's your top? I'm I hope that weed is not your top priority. Like, which of these is your top priority? Um, I don't even know which one to click on because I don't know which one. So, because these are all standard, right? Like every candidate is gonna be like healthcare, yes. Autonomy, access, and dignity. I do like that as the focus there, protecting students and teachers. Smart, reliable, sustainable transit for Texas. What are you trying to do there, sis? You a bad, even when you don't steal, you steal the bad. is. Okay. Yeah. Let's see if we can get a video on her. It's interesting to me that folks don't have like standard campaign videos, just one. But then I also, you know what, girl? Yes, you do. Because you run a campaign and you're running all over the place. And at some point, I'm going to get to that video, is what that came down to, at least for me. Okay, let's just take a video where we can at least listen to her speak. Oh, that's 15 minutes. Courtney says this is why we need a cute little 2 minute. First of all, why are you so mad and why are you lying? Hmm. See, you see what I'm saying? Like there are really truly viable candidates that we never hear about because it does sound to me like her experience laps in. Um, and she sounds like she's done enough work. It's just, here's where I am right now. I battle with myself the same as anyone else that the candidates that are more well funded, more refined, clearly have packaging together, the shiny candidates. Um I have to remind myself that, even the ones who aren't so shiny and aren't as refined and they're not polished up, but, instead turn on a camera, do a quick interview, and, that they are just as qualified, and that is the way that our system was truly meant to function, at least in my opinion, that regular schmegular people, can take leadership positions to represent us. Um, and so when I look at Courtney, it's a little bit like Bobby. She's not a traditional politician, but I mean, even more so than Bobby, she's got receipts. And dealing with compliance and legal reviews. And policy mixed in there. That's quite a resume, Miss Courtney. That's quite a resume. So that is what I have the energy and time for today. No, I listened to a song today that told me I have an abundance of energy. So get it together. And it's not even noon yet, but the end of the week is just so I've really got to figure out how to condense some of the things that I have to do on Thursdays. So, anyhow, um, I've gotten through now today. We got through, oh, crikey. We got to go through the Republican side just real quick, like 5 minutes, and we're out of here. Um, Lieutenant Governor, Texas, race, Republican. Okay, Ballotpedia has Mike Collier running independent in the general. Okay. I think I'm going to solve this Republican side through a rundown in the news. All right, here we go. I'll take it. Texas Tribune does it. They're the lesser known. Look at this. Look at this. $37 million. Bro. But we but our budgets are imbalanced. Like, miss me with we don't have money to donate to our communities and to our nonprofits. Miss me because a bunch of people donated $37 million to this man to run for office, to run a daggone marketing campaign. Whoo. Okay, breathe through it, Chris. Breathe through it. Breathe. Okay, I'm back. I'm back. It floors me. Just imagine the billions of dollars. Like, these campaigns, in my opinion, shouldn't cost more than 100 grand. I don't care what office it is, even president. At this point, even president, because we have the social medias, because we have the capability for us to communicate. This is the same Babylon. Like, we don't have to spend as much money. And that is one of the old frames of thought that it's time for us to shift out of. They started spending that amount of money, the more marketing cost and the more marketing channels that there were. Social media is yet another one, right? But we also know that the algorithm will find authenticity, that we, the people, can drive the algorithm if we so chose. Um, and so, and like there's not Substacks and podcasts and all of these things. So there are, I think, ways for us to bring down the cost of our campaigns. Maybe $100,000 for a presidential campaign is unrealistic. I will give us that, but I don't think that it is impossible for us to tremendously cut the amount that campaigns cost. But in order to do that, our voters have to be more willing to do what I'm doing. Yes, it takes time. And as you can see, I'm like having to pop in and out, and I'm not getting very far inside of an hour. Now, also remember, I'm sitting here explaining stuff to y'all as opposed to just scrolling through. So it's taking me 10 times as long. Okay, so of course he's with the billionaires and all the good jazz. I just cannot. Next. Then Vikki's doing pretty good. She's got 161,000. I hate that, like, that is even a deciding factor as to whether they are on this list. Marcos Valez, he is really coming through. Pro labor endorsements. See, three candidates. Three candidates, as far as they're concerned. Two of them are Democratic, but on the Republican side, they also have other options, right? Not just Dan Patrick, but if Dan Patrick is the presumed Republican candidate, do we think that Marcos or Courtney or Vikki could beat him out in November? Who's going to news on this one? I'll go with Texas. No, I don't want Democratic. I want the Republican side. That is wild. Are you telling me that Oh my. Okay. Defeat Republicans running have nominal chances and broad agendas, but Patrick still has a primary and he faces Navy veteran Timothy Marbury of Canyon Lake and two Austin based Air Force veterans. Marbury is a first time candidate. He's running on issues like affordability. He's raised $21,000, has $2,000 on hand. Hopkins has run for office previously, including Texas Board of Education. She lists several policies on her website, eliminating property taxes and anti abortion. She's raised $170 and has $170 on hand. Okay, girl, go for it. And same thing for Rushner, has raised $100. So they are pretty micro candidates. I mean, that Now I know that I'm like, yo, we don't need to be spending all this money on campaigns, and also $100 and $170 isn't going to get you very far. Not to say that they probably aren't doing all that they can to get their names out there. And look this. She's best known as a mama bear, a term adopted by conservative public school parents concerned about potential liberal indoctrination. Bro, if you don't act like y'all can raise your kids let me hush. See, he's running on issues like affordability. This is Mabry I'm looking at because he's raised just a little bit more. He prioritizes bipartisan concern that the state's water, road, and energy infrastructure isn't keeping up with its rapid population growth. I mean, you're not wrong, but it does look like Dan Patrick may take it. And so if Dan Patrick is the opponent, then when we're looking at Marcos, can Marcos beat out Dan Patrick across the state of Texas? As a first time candidate, and same thing for Courtney. Um, their first, it's not just that they are a lesser known name, or that they are um it's not just that they're lesser known, that they're new to the game, or even that they are that Marcos is of color, because none of that is my concern. It's truly that they are new, and they're running against someone who has been in the game for years. But again, it comes down to turnout. It comes down to how many Democrats truly show up to the daggone polls. Because if we showed up in droves, yes, I mean, Marcos a better candidate than Dan Patrick? Yeah, yeah, for sure. Um, and same thing for Courtney. Like, I only got to watch a few minutes of her. I'm gonna keep watching some things from her uh in between these videos, because I'm interested to know more about the two of them. Vikki is the one that probably, if we were going with what has traditionally happened in campaigns where voters don't like to show up in droves in the way that we need them to, um Vikki probably stands a somewhat better chance out of the three in being able to overcome Dan Patrick based off of service record, just the fact that she's already been in office. There are a lot of voters who give a lot of weight to that. Now, of course, we're in a time right now where we very much want to hear and see new voices. So, yeah, but Marcos could also excite folks to the polls. Hmm, I don't know. That's an interesting race. Okay, well, I'm gonna do some thinking in between. I'm gonna jump off of this thing. And hold on. Let's just look at how far we have come. And yes, I will continue to double back to some of the larger races. And the ones that I've not settled in my heart. Okay. That Gretchen thing was funny. It clearly said green. So this tells us maybe I'm not ready to do these right after a workout when my brain is still, um, because I work out and then meditate. It doesn't matter. None of that. Okay. So we have done lieutenant governor, governor. We've done 29, 18, even though I'm not voting in that race. I also went, didn't I go over 9? No, I didn't go over 9. And of course, the U.S. Senator race. And so later on, I will do Attorney General. I think I'm going to try to get through these 3 races later on. I'm going to stay on task because how many days do we have left? Okay. Third. 1, 2, 3, 4. I got 4 days. So if I can get through these. Oh my gosh, there's 9 pages, sis. There's 9 pages, friend. Well, remember, you're not in all of these. This is my self-talk to myself, okay? I'll be having to talk myself through this as well. Um, so then tomorrow, if I can get through state rep and justice. Oh, I absolutely realized I should test that out real quick. So I realized that on harrispost.com, I went when I was watching back that first day video, I realized that I was filling in the fields backward. Um, don't judge me. But I was putting my first name and the last name, and it very clearly said last name, not first name. So I may have to take back how I feel about Harris votes. Come through, Jesus. Come through. Okay. So there is absolutely one where they have my specific ballot. Oh, I'm excited. I am excited because this is, let's see, instead of 9 pages, okay, it's 7. That can't be right. That can't be right. Yes, it is. Oh, but yes, it is. I think it is. All you got to do is dream, baby. Okay. Oh, I'll show y'all what my ballot looks like. Okay. I'm not, this isn't my ballot. This isn't just my, no. Wait. Wait. I am an 18. Am I an 18? How exciting! I think I'm an 18. Yes. Oh, how exciting. Oh, what you gonna do? I'm voting for Amanda. Oh. Oh. Okay. Oh. Like, I'm excited, and at the same time, I am not because I don't actually wanna have to pick in that race. I didn't wanna pick in 29 either. And see, I don't be wanting to pick, but I do have to pick. Um, oh, crikey. I really thought I got to be a fly on the wall for District 18. Oh, yeah. Okay, real quick, pause for the cause, because now I now this has something to do with me. Let's look at the Republican candidates in 18. Wow. Wow. Y'all see how that just got so real? That got so real. I didn't realize. I didn't know. Oh my. Oh my. 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 I am disappointed. I was all up and through 29. See, this is why you cannot trust yourself. Okay, so there's some dude named Ronald Whitfield. You know what? Let's do the news on this one. I can't. I cannot. District 18 Republican candidates. I really didn't think this had anything to do with me. Mm. I'm so disappointed. Oh, I did not want to be bothered with this. Okay, so on the Republican side, See, I knew I wasn't tripping. I knew I was looking at the wrong map the other day. I knew it. And here's the thing, that was an official US government website that I was on. That's so disturbing. Oh, crikey, I'm not logged into the Houston Chronicle on this one. I'm excited and annoyed at the same time. Christian Menifee. Okay, I guess they don't care about the Republican candidates for 2 Republican candidates, they say, is buying it out. And that was 2 weeks ago. But on the ballot itself, I see more than 2, I think. Oh, no, you do see 2, Chris. You see 2. There's a dude named Ronald and a sis named Elizabeth. So let's look up Elizabeth Vinces. Vinces? I don't even want to read these out loud because, like, what are we talking about right now? Okay, so really, we're going to be able to decide on who this is because, and this is no shade against anybody, but Elizabeth seems to be the most out front candidate, has any experience. Let's go find it. Let's be diligent in what we're doing. Oh, come on. Okay. All right. I'm gonna get out of this, but this is why we double check, triple check things. So yeah, that's gonna be that. I will be back sometime later on today to try to get through the rest of the statewide races.